record and absorb the subculture.
And what you've just been listening to is the ultimate in recorded sound. It will make all conventional disc and cassette systems obsolete. It's dustproof, scratch-proof, digitally recorded, read by a laser, and it's called the compact disc.
Hey everybody, welcome to Midnight Cherry TV here on YouTube for another episode of the Daily Disc. Here on the channel, we're doing 20 straight days, filling up this tower of compact discs, kind of a little corner tower retro. We got 20 slots. We're getting 20 CDs, 20 compact disc reviews here on the Daily Disc. We're looking at one each day. We're almost near day 10, which is about halfway through. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Everybody out there, it seems like people are, finding some new music out there. People are sending me messages and stuff like that, enjoying their daily disc here on the channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you interact with the video, like, dislike, subscribe, unsubscribe, do all that kind of YouTube nonsense. But today, guys, let's get down with some Genesis. going with early '90s. This is kind of the first, I think, early '90s album we've looked at so far. But this is Genesis "We Can't Dance," the final Phil Collins Genesis album. So if you're a Phil Collins fan, you definitely want to look out for this Genesis album. 1991. So if you're not familiar with Genesis, apologize for the cough there. Let me have a drink of white cherry juice here to kind of cleanse the palate for this Genesis review. But if you're not familiar with Genesis, of course, they've been around for quite a long time. Kind of beginning in the 1970s, you had originally Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel was the lead singer. It was probably 5 or 6 people in the band. They were kind of a folk art rock band, a little bit experimental for sure. And then of course Peter Gabriel left, became a solo act unto himself. And then it became the three, the three members of Genesis, of course. During the boom period of the 70s and 80s, Phil Collins, Tony Banks, and Mike Rutherford. If you're not familiar with Mike Rutherford, he was the Mike in the Mechanics. So if you're an 80s music fan, you might know The Living Years or All I Need Is a Miracle. Those are Mike Rutherford songs from Genesis. So Genesis, a lot of groups. Phil Collins, of course, they had a successful solo career, both before and after this album. This was 1991. They kind of hit their peak in the mid 80s there. About 86 was was Invisible Touch, I believe. So you went from that. They took a 3-4 year hiatus. They kind of worked on their solo projects, and then came back together for one final Genesis album. So let's take a look at that cover first. Take it out of the CD compact disc. There's the actual CD itself. "We Can't Dance" again was the name of the album. That is the album cover, guys. I'm gonna give this kind of a low score. This is gonna get a 6. I don't like the font treatment of "We Can't Dance." It's sort of just it's not really cohesive. It's kind of 3 separate aspects. It's 4 if you count the white space. So 4 aspects of the cover. It's not that great. It's a better album than it is an album cover. But let's take a look at these tracks here. See if I can't get that focus there. So you've got "No Son of Mine," "Jesus, He Knows Me," "Driving the Last Spike," "I Can't Dance," "Never a Time," "Dreaming While You Sleep," "Tell Me Why," "Living Forever," "Hold on My Heart," "Way of the World," "Since I Lost You," and "Fading Lights." This is a quality album. "No Son of Mine," "Jesus, He Knows Me," "I Can't Dance," all standout songs. Those are all 3 of my favorite Phil Collins Genesis songs. So if you're a Genesis fan, you probably are familiar with those songs. This was a hit album back in 91. 91, 92 was sort of the last throes of kind of that 80s music kind of boom period that happened there in the 80s. So a lot of 80s bands, they kind of had a lot of their kind of goodbye albums were 91, 92. Genesis, no different. So top 4 tracks, like I said: "No Son of Mine," excellent song; "Jesus, He Knows Me," another excellent song; "I Can't Dance," which is the title track, even though it's We Can't Dance is the name of the album, but that is the title track, obviously. And then probably Hold On My Heart. Hold On My Heart, track 9, I'd probably say would be my fourth favorite track on this one, guys. But let's take a look at the liner notes here. This is 1991, so this is peak compact disc time period. We got all the lyrics. We got all the lyrics to all the songs, which is outstanding, guys. It's always, you got a little bit of information about laborers on England's railways. So you got all the lyrics to all the songs, which is always good to see in the liner notes. I feel like, nowadays we don't get that, but back in the day that was such a great aspect of the compact disc people have forgotten about. You got pictures of the band, Mike Rutherford, the one in the middle there from Mike and the Mechanics, of course, Phil Collins. This was an interesting time period. All the music videos, I felt like they were kind of, the band knew Phil Collins was like the big star. So they kind of treated him like that. It was kind of shown. But so you get the lyrics, you get little kind of clip art. 1991, guys. It's not the most technologically advanced time period, but that's what you got, guys. So you got all the lyrics, which is very appreciated. You got the credits, recorded at the farm, of course, which is the Genesis recording space for most of their albums. So yeah, Phil Collins, Mike Rutherford. I'm a big Mike Rutherford fan. If you're not a Mike and the Mechanics fan, I think you're missing out. All I Need Is a Miracle was about 1985. That was a great song. And then you had Living Years came out a few years later. Another great Mike and the Mechanics song. But this is the Genesis review, guys. Here on Midnight Cherry TV, your daily disc episode. We reviewed Genesis We Can't Dance. And absolutely, it's a great album, guys. I gave it I think I gave it a 7.5 for overall music. I know I use the word great a lot, but this is a class. It's nice to have the last Phil Collins Genesis album. I like Phil Collins by himself, but I like Genesis and all of its variations. The Phil Collins, the Peter Gabriel. I'm a Genesis fan, and if you're not, maybe you need to check them out. So Genesis We Can't Dance, guys. I'm gonna put this down here in the compact disc tower. We're growing ever so full here. But I'm gonna take you out today here for this daily disc with Jesus He Knows Me, which is sort of Phil Collins, Genesis sort of commentary on televangelists. Back in the day, of course, the 80s, early 90s, it was all about those slick Bible thumping televangelists. And Genesis made a song about it. It became kind of a mid-tier hit in a lot of different places around the world. But one of my personal favorite Genesis songs. So I hope you enjoy it. Again, make sure you interact with the video, hit the like, all that kind of nonsense. And we'll see you again here on Midnight Cherry TV.
Question why I'm smiling. You buy a piece of paradise, you buy a piece of me. I'll get you everything you wanted, I'll get you everything you need. You don't need to believe in hereafter, just believe in me. 'Cause Jesus, He knows me, and He knows I'm right. I've been talking to Jesus all my life. Oh yes, He knows me, and He knows you won't even
With hardware and software both lined up, compact discs may well rule the roost, at least until someone perfects a method of putting Beethoven's Ninth on a silicon chip. Don't laugh. I'm assured that that day, in fact, is not too far off.